and Beauregard bounces off it. It was Michel that got him. Corey Nielsen, 30 seconds away, Corey Nielsen from a double, a Challenge Cup and a playoff double. The Nottingham Panthers, 2 goals down in the semi-final, 2 goals down in the final, not once but twice, and the Panthers have shown the character to become the 2011 playoff champions. That's unless Weller can do something in the next 8 seconds. Kowalski's gone miles out of his goal there, and Kowalski got took from Weller. And then offside is called. The Hunter blows. The game is over. The Panthers bench erupts. The Nottingham Panthers have won the playoff finals. They go to Kowalski. They should go to their coach, Corey Nielsen. They should go to Strachan. And Brett Pope, the Nottingham Panthers, deservedly over this weekend, have ended up with the big prize.
They do deserve it, and they hung fire. The Cardiff Devils looked like they were in the driver's seat for much of this hockey game, but when it mattered at those crucial junctures, when the Nottingham Panthers had to answer, they did. And they did it here with a David Beauregard winning goal late in his 3rd period. They found a way to control that potent offense from Cardiff, and they go away champions in the playoffs in 2011, and they earned it.
2-1 they trailed at the end of the first. 4-3 they trailed at the end of the second, but they got those 2 important goals in the final period. Billy Ryan ties it. David Beauregard gets his 2nd. There's plenty of reaction down on the ice. The Nottingham Panthers, they're the champions.
Hello folks, and welcome back to the NIC in Nottingham, where the Nottingham Panthers fans are raising the roof for the 2010-11 Elite League playoff champions, the Nottingham Panthers, as they beat the Cardiff Devils 5-4. Well, we said it was going to be a 1-goal game. It was a wide open, great game of hockey, guys. And the trophy that was here, I may as well just put my foot up here. It's going to be presented out there in a little bit. And what a great game of hockey, Mike.
Yeah, it was exciting end-to-end stuff, especially at the end there. And when Nottingham came back to take the lead, you could see that they had the momentum, but then Cardiff came back hard right to the very end. Fortunately, a couple tough penalties at the end stopped them in their tracks.
Rod, quick word from you.
Yeah, it was. You know, the Cardiff just seemed to lose the plot a little bit. Tough penalties when you're attacking, but you know, give credit to Nottingham.
All right, and we can hear from the Nottingham Panthers assistant coach and our good friend Rick Strachan. He's with Chris.
Rick, how does that feel? Well, it's an unbelievable feeling right now. You know, for the last couple of months, we just said we got to believe in ourselves, and we never doubted our ability, and it came through tonight.
How did you find a way, though? You were behind so many times.
We just believe that we're going to win. You know, teams that are on a roll, they get that belief that it doesn't matter what happens, we'll find a way to do it. You know, big goals, great goaltending, a great team atmosphere.
This is special, though, for everyone, isn't it? For the players, for Rick, for you, for Corey, for Gary. It's so special for the whole club.
Oh yeah, it's great winning. You know, every organization wants to win, and this year we won too.
But what was the key? You know, it was the never say die attitude, but what were the other keys for you?
The keys were goaltending. You know, with different guys showing up tonight. You know, everyone contributed. We have miles out of every single guy. That was the key.
And special personally to come in and win 2 trophies in your first year as coach here at one of the biggest clubs in the league?
Yeah, I was just lucky enough to come in at the right time and work with a great bunch of guys.
Well done, Rick.
Thank you.
And there is the head coach of the Nottingham Panthers, Corey Nielsen. And this is a guy, as soon as everyone came out to celebrate, guys, and he just took off his gloves and his helmet and he just rested on the net. He looked beaten.
I was going to say, yeah, he looked
as
tired.
a beaten man,
yeah,
physically.
Yeah, I think he's logging off a lot of ice on in both the games, to be fair. You know, he's not a young man, as they sort of say, and he stepped up and he did the job.
Mike, what does this feel like?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling. It's obviously a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of battling through all the obstacles that happen in a year. You never know what it can be. Injuries. It can range from injuries. It can range from good, bad bounces that you have in games. And I tell you what, these guys have all battled through, and they've come out on top.
And Ron, over the weekend, I mean, this team only led twice, once in overtime where it only counts for a second,
Yeah.
and then here when it matters. I mean, they just kept coming back. They were never say die.
You're right, they lead twice, but at the end of the day, it's the right lead at the right time by 1 goal at the end of the game. Yeah, they just keep working and keep going ahead. You know, when they needed the defense and they needed to be tight in front of their own net and needed a big save, they got it, and they worked hard to clear the zone, did the job they needed to do to win.
I mean, you got to take your hat off to obviously David Beauregard for the game-winning goal and the Nottingham Panthers and how they played. But when you think about, you know, Kowalski was a little bit shaky in the first period. He came back as solid as ever. Corey Nielsen, the puck deflecting off of him. I mean, really the mental strength of these guys for the Panthers. I mean, they really have knuckled down and mentally we're just more focused.
Especially for Corey. Corey is the player coach. He's got all that stress of playing and coaching. And a couple bounces came off him for goals today. Yesterday in the semifinals, he had a tough penalty that cost the team a goal too. So he's been up and down, battling mentally and physically, and you can see it on his face right now.
What about the physicalness towards the end of the game? I mean, we saw Ryan Finnerty perhaps losing his head with a slash on Kowalski. That was out of character, especially that time of the game when Maury Hansen was only 10 feet away.
I think to be fair, it's one of those things where they're pushing for that goal. You can see before the penalty to Weller that the pressure's down in this end, and there was a lot of it. And I think it just, emotion got too much, and to be fair, it was an elbow check to the head. You know, it's one of those things. Maury's 15 feet away, and you're going to call it. You have to call that penalty. Ryan coming in, I think that was just a pure frustration sort of thing. Kowalski comes charging out of the net to play the puck. You know, you're down one guy. He's going to take a chop at him, and again, Maury's there to call it. But it was frustration, and they ended up near the end of it beating themselves.
David Alexander Beauregard just getting an award there, and guys, we said he was worth more than his weight in gold, and now that's platinum, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. He scored big goals. He's one of those players. It's just a gamer. He is a gamer. He scored a lot of goals first year here in Manchester. He's there for the big occasion.
Right. All right, folks. Well, it is that time where they're just about to lift that playoff trophy. So let's head back upstairs to Brent Pope and Dave Sims. Guys, what a great game and a great advert for hockey.
Aren't we lucky people, Nick? We don't have to pay to get in to watch this, and we have the privilege of getting the best seats in the house, Brent Pope, and watching just 3 fabulous games of ice hockey this weekend. And the reality is, poor old Cardiff, but Nottingham were just the best team this weekend.
You see Nottingham, they're looking beat up and worn down, and remember Wayne Gretzky, potentially one of the, well, maybe arguably the best player ever to play this sport, talking about when he first started winning championships, how the opposing team that beat them in the final competition were just a little bit more battered, a little bit more bruised, and a little bit more worn. The Nottingham Panthers look exhausted and depleted, but they won.
Those Cardiff Devils fans, this is their 8th time that they visited this building in the playoffs, and it just hasn't happened for them.
It's a very sad tale, really, because the Cardiff Devils have had a tremendous season, and with the 22 wins, and they have been close, and they had regulation points, the same as Sheffield Steelers, but not regulation wins. And now as they go off the ice, they can probably hardly believe how close they came and came away with nothing this season.
Well, the Cardiff Devils players, they can't leave the ice quick enough. You can't when you lose in a final like this, and Brad Buff will lead his team away. The Nottingham Panthers, they'll be here for the next hour, won't they, on the ice?
They certainly will, and you know, they deserve the opportunity here, and they made it happen. And sometimes being at your home rink, you might feel a little bit more pressure to be able to perform. Well, they didn't have that pressure, but they certainly responded, and they certainly did what they needed to do today when they were down in this big heavyweight tilt, and then they find that ultimate goal at the end to be the difference and to give them that opportunity now to celebrate in front of their home fans.
Well, the Nottingham Panthers are going to get their medals. They're going to go over to Mitch Stevenson, and Danny Myers gets his winner's medal, his 2nd playoff championship winner's medal, his 2nd winner's medal of this season. And here go the Nottingham Panthers, a man who takes the job of being a captain so seriously, and he leads that Panthers team so well.
Danny Myers has matured tremendously as a British player. You know, he used to play forward, and then once he came and became a defenseman, he really just came into his own, and he's become a real natural leader here in Nottingham and has helped lead this club now to a number of championships during his time here.
Well, the Panthers get their medals in a few moments' time. Danny Myers will be lifting the playoff championship trophy. The banners have been unveiled. Jake Galbraith goes past. There's Bellamy. Without Bellamy's performance on Saturday, they wouldn't have been in the final.
I think you're right, and I think he, when they were down 2-0, was a catalyst as we watched Kowalski. Kowalski, you don't win without a goaltender being at the top of his game, and Kowalski, who let up a couple of goals early in both the games this weekend, knew how to stay tough and hold strong.
MVP of the playoffs, Kowalski?
Potentially, and he's been a great goaltender all year, right behind Urban Mustakovs, and right in that position, you don't win unless you've got a goaltender who's hot, and the Devlin Panthers win 2 championships.
There's Guy Lepine. He signed for the Hull Stingrays in the summer when Hull had their problems. There was a week window, 1 week, 7 days. Lepine signs for the Panthers, ends up winning a double.
He's a great blue liner, is Lepine. He can play the game at both ends of the rink, and he's rock solid tough too, and he was right in the trenches today for the Panthers on defense.
As the winners' medals make their way through the team.
So there is the final Panthers. There's Nicola. He was as shaky as anybody in the first 5 minutes on Saturday, but he was so strong and came back so well through the rest of this playoff final weekend.
Remember, they hit Brad Vaught, lowered on him there in the second period, and he bounced back, he stayed down. It was an important power play. The Devils were unable, well, they killed that one, but then Vaught came back to score, but Nicola, one of those real mentally tough plays to withstand that pressure.
How good, mate, Rick Strachan and Corey Nielsen. He lifts his second trophy. The speculation will already be starting of his future, but you have to tip your hat. What a job. He's won the double.
Full credit. I mean, to win the double in this tough, tight league, Corey Nielsen has stayed tough and been resilient all year, and he's probably going to return now as the Nottingham Panthers head coach, you would expect.
We're running out of time, folks, but there's still time for Danny Myers. He's there now with Eamon Comrie. He's going to lift the championship trophy. Danny Myers is the captain. The Nottingham Panthers are the 2011 Elite League playoff champions. The NIC goes crazy. The Panthers win it again. And Danny Myers lifts the trophy. And he goes to his supporters. He goes to his fans.